So you're ready to make your own kingdom, but you're worried that you're going to get steamrolled, especially now in 1.8 when enemy armies can group up to go after your fief. In this guide, I'm going to explain to you 10 things that I do to make sure that I am prepared either before or after I make my kingdom. Now, all of this is going to be after you're done and you've made your kingdom. What should I do now? But more importantly, there are also things you should do beforehand to make sure that your transition is as smooth as possible. Food is something that people sleep on constantly. When you get a fief, you have a place to store anything you want. And this is where you want to be able to store a lot of food that you build up. Going to places such as Asgard and Sanala, buying up all the grain. So that way you're able to feed your army and your people is a great way to prepare in case you run into issues. Not only that, but also to be able to feed your troops. Having all 9 different food types will also increase your morale. So don't just pick up the grain and the fish that are best for the town, but also think about your party as well to keep your morale maxed as much as possible for recruiting prisoners. It is very easy to dip into the negative when it comes to food. If any of your villages get plundered, then that plus 20 can quickly drop to minus if you lost the 2 villages producing plus 12 food each. So stock up on thousands of food and put that in your stash and make sure you have some on yourself so you can not only feed your town, but you can also feed your troops. One of the biggest issues that people run into is simply money. You will not have enough money when you take your fief to hold a big garrison and also hold multiple parties. With this one right here, I only have one party. However, if I'm going to make an army with my clan members, I'm going to have 4 parties minimum, 5 with talent magnet, and you're still going to have to pay for your garrison. Your garrison here is costing 1,200 a day. That is a very light amount, which can easily skyrocket or balloon to more than 2,500 to 3,000 a day alone. Stock up on money before you make your kingdom. When you do get your fief, choosing the right project can help out tremendously. You really need to prioritize what is the most important thing you need right now. And while this could use some loyalty from a fairgrounds, it could also use some extra food storage, or maybe you don't have it tier 3 orchard yet. Also, do not sleep on projects. This could easily bump my loyalty up if I were to choose festival and games. I could also be training militia, or I could be trying to increase the hearth value of my villages so they supply me with more food. If you have any of these selected and you have multiples, all you need to do is just hit the circle and the plus, and it gets rid of it. Now it goes to daily defaults. And here is when you can go ahead and you can do these trainings. So you need to decide what is it you need the most right now. I highly recommend to people that if these are high enough and you're not hurting on it when you first make this, make sure you're training militia. Militia is the easiest thing you can do at the beginning part of the game to try to prepare. Have enough militia ready to go. Food is good, loyalty is good, but militia don't cost you food or money. So choose your projects wisely. What defenders you decide to pick is also going to play a major role. You have the difference between choosing garrison and militia. Garrison are going to be stronger normally, but the garrison takes food and they cost money. The militia do not. So if an army wants to starve you out, they are going to starve out your garrison and not your militia. That is why I prioritize militia more than I do a garrison. And if I'm going to choose a garrison, I want to make sure that it's a garrison that is going to fight really good for me and are going to be leveled, such as Sergeant Crossbowmen. Crossbowmen are great in sieges. When I'm choosing a garrison, I really only want two types. I want to have some archers and I want to have some meat shields. If I had my dream scenario, I would have either Imperial crossbowmen or Vlandian crossbowmen, and I would have the Imperial Legionary, which I believe are the best tanks in the game. Stock them wisely, don't overdo it, concentrate on your militia, choose the correct defenders. Leveling your troops is so important. If you're going to get attacked, you want to be able to level those troops. And there's an easy way you can do it if you take the correct steward perks. Paid and Promise will allow you to discard armor to increase your troops. Giving Hands will allow you to discard weapons. These do also include shields and bows and arrows. So what you can do is you can take any troops you want, take them out of the other parties that you have. You can even take them out of the garrison. You can take absolutely everyone. Then just go ahead and donate all the items. There we go. And now we have leveled every single troop we have. So now once you've leveled all those troops, you can do it again if you have more stuff. We will do it again, and we will do it again. So now we've spent time leveling all our troops. Now we can go ahead and we can put troops back into the garrison that are leveled. And then that way they are going to fight so much easier. We now have troops that are leveled. We should have an easier time defending against somebody. So take the time to level your troops. As long as you have the money to support it and the food in your town, level them. If you do get attacked, and a lot of people like to release lords, don't do it. Put them in the dungeon. It is a great way to hold on to them. Now, if you do hold on to lords and the clan tier is high enough, they do have a chance of continuing to make full parties. You could see with this clan how many lords that they actually have. They are going to have 3 groups running around. If you captured all 3 of these people, then the next 3 in line are going to make groups. If you capture these 3 people, the next 2 in line are going to make groups. So you see, it takes a lot of people captured before you really put a dent in stopping them from making additional parties. However, not everyone is clan tier 6 and can run 3 full groups. Take them prisoner and stay tuned for what's coming up to be able to stop them from escaping from you. Having the right governor is so vital to your town. And this is where the preparation becomes really important in the early game. Figure out who is going to be your governor and start preparing them for that. I normally use my big brother. Since his points are unassigned, I will go ahead and I will make him the governor because I've chosen all the governor perks for him. If you hover over anyone before you choose, it will show you all the governor perks that you're going to get. You could see there's not much there. Watch what happens when I hover over my big brother. Look at all those perks because I planned him out from the beginning to be able to hold people as prisoner and to reduce garrison wages, increase loyalty, security, militia. I planned him out ahead of time. So when I get my first fief, he is going to be able to do so much for me. You could see what the town is offering here. Now, when we go ahead and we put him in here, now it's getting loyalty, even more militia, security is going up, and he does have some engineering to help with projects. The one thing you can also do is prepare for holding prisoners with your governor. If you're able to work him up into the early game to be able to get 225 mounted patrols, which is 50% less chance to escape from towns. 25 sweet talker and roguery, 20% less likely to escape from towns, and level 50 prison architect, 25% less chance to escape. If you add all of that up, he now has a 95% reduced escape chance for prisoners in a town that he is governing. And that is where I said preparing for your governor early can make such a huge difference. I am able to consistently fight and hold about 40 to 50 prisoners in my dungeon consistently, with some escaping as I bring others back. Find the right governor, build him up, and it will make your transition so much easier. Policies are one of the greatest things that you can do right away because you can do so many different things with them. So, knowing what policy you want and in what order you're going to do it can drastically increase being able to hold on to fiefs. It does require 100 influence to initiate a kingdom decision. However, if you have the 125 perk firebrand, it is a 50% influence cost to initiate kingdom decisions. That means it only costs you 50 influence. So, what you want to do is make sure that you have influence ready to go. Make sure that you have full parties ready to go when you make your kingdom. Pull them into your army. When you do that, you get a massive boost to your influence. You want to be able to get those policies initiated because there are really about 5 to 10 amazing policies. And I do have a video of my top 10 policies that I will link at the end. One of the first I almost always take is Sacred Majesty. It's going to get you a free 3 influence per day. That means you're going to be able to initiate a policy within 17 days for free just by taking this. Make sure you take them in the right order. But there are so many that can help with security, loyalty, militia, party size. Check out my video to know which ones to take, and then also plan out your order. Here is a simple tactic that I developed in Warband and I brought over to Bannerlord. When a kingdom is going to come after your fief, what they're going to look at is how many defenders are there. This is a great trap that you can use. Now, this one has 830 defenders, way too many for what I want to try to do. So I'm probably going to take away the entire garrison and make another party with them. But the AI is not going to look at your kingdom size. They're going to know what's in that town. And they're going to come at you with most likely an equivalent force to take that town. So there's 2 parties in there at 120, and there's also a garrison of 360. If we get rid of those, that is going to be 480 troops gone, bringing our total down to just 347 in the militia. That means most likely the AI is going to come at you with a 400 to 800 man party. This is where the tactic comes in. At this point, you should already have your full army ready to go. You should be looking at a 4 to 600 party size for your army. You let them come in and start sieging. That is instantly going to make them disorganized. That way they won't be able to get away from you. But let them siege the town. They're just going to be going after your militia, slowly wearing them down, but also wearing themselves down. Then when you keep watching this to make sure that your militia doesn't get under 100, So it's close to the battle being over. You march in, attack them, and you take them out. Take them prisoner, throw them in your dungeon. Your militia regroup really quickly, depending upon the size that you have. You're going to be able to get a lot of militia back very quickly. This is a strategy I used in my death campaign, and it worked amazing. Now, 1.8 is a little bit different in that you have to be careful because armies can now cooperate in a battle. So you need to watch if another army is coming your way. Sometimes the best offense is a good defense. Number one is piecing out. When it comes right down to it, there are times in which you just cannot stand with the AI. And this is where money comes into play. Sometimes you just need to piece out and pay the tribute. It's going to give you time to build up, to get food, to get additional money, whether or not it's through fighting something else, crafting orders, smithing, fighting, whatever it may be. It's going to give you that extra time to do what you need to do. Build up your town's projects, get more militia, get your garrison built up and trained. I say that piecing out is your best friend in the game. It's a stopgap measure that is going to allow you the extra time that you need. Doing any one of these things is going to make your game a little bit easier. Doing more is going to make it that much better to be able to hold on to your town. Holding on to a town is one of the most difficult things you can do. However, if you do multiple of these things, it is going to make holding on to your fief that much easier in the long run. It will never guarantee that it is going to work, but it's going to make it easier for you in the long run. I hope this helped you out in some way. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. I'd be more than happy to answer any you might have, or just hit me up in Discord where I'm at most of the time. I wish you all the best in your campaign. And as always, my friends, take care and thanks for watching.